Hi everyone. So today I'll be chatting with you about how I decided to pursue dermatology. And I had been a very indecisive person and it was not an easy road to get to dermatology. So let's just talk about it. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, welcome. My channel is for anyone who's thinking about or currently training in medicine. I give advice based on my own life experiences. So let's get started. When I got into medical school, I had an idea of what I was looking for in a specialty. I had been a scribe prior to medical school, and I was a pre-med. I was a family med and ED scribe. I talked about this in my earlier video, and just that experience made me realize that I wanted a strong patient-physician relationship. And when I started medical school, I really thought I was going to be doing something like family medicine. Even OB-GYN was on the radar as well. However, as I started through my clinical work, I was not sure what I wanted to do. Based on the clinical courses, I really didn't get a good feel of what I wanted. I just knew in the back of my mind what kind of patient relationship I was looking for. As I started working in the rotations, however, I started realizing I didn't really want to be doing inpatient. There are some fields where you can have a blend of inpatient and outpatient. So I considered that as an aspect. However, I really wanted something more outpatient. And I originally rotated in dermatology, and what struck me the most about the field after rotating it in for 2 weeks was that the field was much more surprising. There was so much more that dermatology includes. Like, medical school definitely does not give it justice. And I'm really happy that I took that course. Dermatology is not a mandated course for medical students. It was a course that I took as an elective. However, it was an only 2-week rotation, and I moved on to other rotations. However, I kept thinking about dermatology despite being in other rotations that I thought I would love, such as OB-GYN. And I was thinking about it more, and however, I was scared because it is a competitive field, and I did not think I was a competitive applicant. I'm thankful for the role models that I had and the mentors that I had that still pushed me to pursue it. However, even though I was pursuing it, in the back of my head, I was like, I should probably think about another field, because dermatology, it's not guaranteed, and maybe I may not like dermatology at the end of it. And I really did end up liking internal med as well. And it was something that I thought about as well. And during my 3rd year, I started volunteering at the derm clinic to learn more about dermatology. And it was a free clinic with my associated with my medical school. And that really pushed me into feeling strong about being in dermatology, mainly because it was once a month, and for some reason I feel like the once a month fell on just inconveniencing days where I probably had a lot going on. I was really tired, and then I'd have to go into this clinic for, I believe the time was 6 p.m. And a lot of times I'd be like, oh, but then I would just still go, and I would be so happy. I would forget that I was tired. I would forget that I wasn't really looking forward to it because I had so many other things on my mind. I'd forget about all those things and just be there present, enjoying the moment. And it was moments like that that made me realize dermatology was for me. And then I talked about it in my other videos, so I don't want to really go into it, but my role models in dermatology were just really great, happy people, and it rubbed off on me as well. And that's why I really stress having role models in your life, mentors in your life, also being open-minded as well. If you asked me several years ago if I would have been a dermatologist, I would have likely said no. I had a friend who was a medical assistant, and she was a pre-med as a medical assistant. She worked in a derm clinic, and she would tell me what they did in a derm clinic, and it just didn't sound interesting to me. So I really did not think that I would become a dermatologist. So that's why it's super important to be open-minded, because taking that elective is what opened my world to dermatology. So those are different experiences that made me commit to dermatology. But now I'm going to break down the specific things in dermatology that I looked at that made me say that dermatology was the field for me. This one is actually one of my most driving factors for choosing dermatology. And that is the external factor of dermatology. Patients are coming in with skin conditions, and it means so much more to them because it's external. The way that skin conditions affects a patient's view of themselves, their motivation to get a job, motivation to have social relationships, is really serious. Because it's external, I do think that people are more willing to be compliant. Also, that when you are able to improve their condition, that they are so grateful and so happy, and it's amazing to play that role in someone's life to help change someone's point of view of themselves is amazing. And I also like to see the improvement myself. At the end of the day, dermatologists improve the quality of life of patients so much that I really wanted to be part of that. And I think that's one of my driving factors to get up and go to work every day. And that was one of my driving factors to choose dermatology. When I was also choosing a specialty, I actually was trying to decide between specialist versus generalist. I chose specialty because I really like the aspect of knowing something specific and just focusing all my energy on that. And really for dermatology, it's a broad field where you could still specialize in further, if that makes sense. So there's still general dermatology, and you can even get more specific in that. But in general, I really like the fact that I'm focusing in on one specialty rather than trying to know all the different aspects of everything as a generalist. Some people like the generalist idea because really a lot of times they are the first one a patient goes to before they get referred to a specialist. For a lot of providers, they feel very uncomfortable when it comes to rashes. So when a lot of patients come to us, they have seen so many different providers and they just feel so relieved when we are confident enough to tell them what's going on and how to treat it. Now, while I was in med school, people used to say like rashes never look different from each other, but in dermatology, you are trained to see how different rashes look. And I love that, we are who providers turn to when they aren't sure what's going on with their patient. And we are who patients come to when they want expert management on their skin. I am maybe a nerd, but I really love the different scientific aspects of it as well, including immunology, pathology, biochem, pharm, heme-onc, rheumatology, and so much more. Dermatology allows me to blend all the different principles of medicine into one. I also love the aspect that I love the diseases that we manage, and I am excited about learning about it and learning how to manage it and properly treat it. And it also makes me want to do further research as well. And something that makes me so excited to learn and so enthusiastic about being a lifelong learner showed me that was the field for me. As you guys know, if you have been following me for a while, you know that dermatology residents read a lot. We read so much, and if you don't really enjoy the scientific aspects of it, it will be difficult to get through residency. As you guys probably heard, one of the reasons that I chose dermatology is because of the physician-patient relationship I'm able to build with my patients, as well as the outpatient experience. I wanted to work with relatively healthier patients. I wanted to not work in an environment where I had to worry about people dying, having to save emergencies. That really wasn't what I was looking for in a specialty. So dermatology fell into that category of the kind of atmosphere I was looking to work in. I love variety in my day, and I need variety in my day or I'll get really, really bored. And I know some people think that dermatology is boring because they think that it's skin checks all the time, and really providers able to make their practice any way that they want. Some people actually really enjoy looking at skin cancers every single day, and that's fine. I love variety where I want to see skin cancers, but I want to see hair loss, and I want to see autoimmune disease, and I just want to do procedures, and I want to look at path slides, and I want to help people with their acne. I just want to do it all, and I want to experience that. I'm not sure exactly how my practice after residency is going to look, but I do know it's going to have variety. Dermatology allows you to have that. It allows you to also narrow down something that you specifically want to focus on, and that's what I was looking for. And I talked about this in my other video, but lifestyle. I'm not the person who wants to be on like 24-hour call all the time. I don't want to have to rush into the hospital for an emergency very often. I don't want to have to be doing surgeries in the hospital at 4 in the morning. Currently, I am a dermatology resident and I am taking call. The call is right now 5 times a year. We do it for 1 whole week. I do get calls at random times throughout the week. However, there's a lower chance for there to be a derm emergency than for like some kind of other specialty. So I would prefer that. Another reason I chose dermatology is because I really truly didn't enjoy any other field as much as I did for derm. As I told you guys before, I love the variety that I see day to day. I love the scientific principles we learn daily as well. I love the cases that I see. I love the patients that I work with. There's just so much that makes me so happy that I really am so happy this is the field that I chose. So as you guys are trying to figure out what you want to do for your specialty, think about the different aspects that I talked about in this video and in my last video. If you are convinced that dermatology is as great as a field as I think it is, then of course reach out to me. I would love to help you guys out on your journey, and I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment below. If you want to let me know that you like this video, press that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to my channel. You guys have a good one. Bye.